Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. My name is Frida, and I'm grateful for the sky. I'm grateful to feel small beneath a huge expanse of everything and nothing. The sky covers me like a blanket, and if I'm lucky, lifts me off my feet in a dream of flying. I'm grounded by my writing, by my chair, and by my classmates in the Spring Street classroom. I'm held by the islands and the ocean. I'm held by the beanbag chair at the library. It pulls me like gravity every Saturday from 12 to 4. It's where I can face the contradictions of our world, with its destruction and miracles and wonder, with its Costco parking lots and Cascade Mountains, with its sorrow and its hope. Living here in the San Juans is a little dangerous. Sometimes it's hard to face the uglier things we have done as a species, when here on these islands, the beauty is so dense you can almost hold it. We can't take this for granted. The subject today is gratitude, and also a question. What can we do to protect what we love? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Noah, and I'm grateful for my brown blanket and my sleeping bag, for our old house, my penguins, and for my penguin Stuffy. I am grateful for my Darth Maul double-sided lightsaber, for my cozy Nana, my Seahawks hat, and for chickens. I am grateful for my favorite books, the box fort in my closet, my pottery piggy bank train, and the smelly stuffed animal brown bear I slept with every night since I was 2. I am grateful for my Seahawks helmet with 14 signatures, and for the flavor of raspberry jam, tasty candy corn, and icicles in the winter. I am grateful for my caring, wonderful parents who bandage me up when I'm hurt and who love me. I love how my dad flips me upside down, carries me down the stairs, and throws me on my bouncy bed right on top of my dog. And how my mom tickles me until I can't breathe. I love when my brother makes me laugh. I love my Nana's cooking and how she took care of us one time when my parents were on a trip. I'm grateful for the mornings I wake up to a majestic and beautiful sunrise. I think we should all be grateful for our blue, salty ocean, the biggest habitat on Earth, and for green fir trees that give us oxygen. What I want for the world is air free of pollution, clean rivers for everybody, equality for everybody, and safe homes full of kindness for every kid. Thank you.
Swimming, sailing, salt water, and wind. My name is Glory, and I am at home, by and in the water. I wait for the first rain of the season, and hear it, lying in bed, eyes wide open. Those early raindrops send me out to dance in the downpour. But I might be happiest when I dip my feet off the edge of the sailboat. I can walk in any direction on Lopez Island, and I know I won't get lost. When I was little, I had a cape with the earth on it, flying behind me. And everything in the world was beautiful because of Mom, Dad, Gwen, Galen, and Grandma Wendy. Back then, I thought our islands were floating. I was wrong, but there was something I understood. I knew this little planet is home because of its oceans. The ocean is always by my side, and it's in my best memory. Last winter, we all went to Mexico, and on the last day, Grandma and I woke up early, watched the sunrise from the porch, and went for our last long walk on the beach. And somehow, my feet never got tired. The day before, we made a huge drip castle at the water's edge, and people strolling by took pictures. If you live in the San Juan Islands, the water is always there. So is my grandma. She is Lopez to me. I swing open the back doors in Blossom and see her working. She lifts her head, wipes her hands, and gives me a hug. We make meals together for the rest of the family, and we are best friends. When I come to her house after school, we have a cup of rose tea and talk about our day. Sometimes we make popcorn or gather things from the garden. But one of the best things we do is walk on the spit. When I stand at the water's edge with my grandma, that is another center of my universe, and I know I belong to the ocean. Thank you.
my name is Sasha, and I am grateful for my new school, Life on this Island, and for my parents, who dragged the piano out of our friend's house and into ours. I am grateful for travel, animals, and art, and for my dad's homemade mac and cheese. I love to look at pictures of my parents before I was born, my sea glass collection, and notes from my old friends. I love the stuffed bear made for me when I was a baby, new clothes, and the cove near our house. I love rocking chairs. I love strawberries, pumpkin pie, and butternut squash soup. I love the hard edges of piano keys, and I love curling up in one of my dad's shirts. I am grateful to my family and to David and Tim. David stayed with me when my parents were with my dog at the vet as she died. I am grateful for the picture someone took while I sat on Tim's lap and ate an envelope when I was a baby. I am grateful for musical instruments that can play a baby to sleep, for waves crashing on rocks, and for a beach sunset we watched after our dog Marie died. I am grateful for trees blowing in the wind during a storm. I love the way cold drops of rain can wake me up and somehow you see the world in all its beauty. I am grateful for the night sky that makes me feel small, that makes me know there are millions of people like me, but that somehow I am the only me. Thank you.
Refugee Lane, Friday Harbor, Salmon Island, North America, Solar System, Milky Way, and the little place we call home. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my grandpa, my brother, and I'm grateful for blue raspberry anything. I'm grateful for watermelon toothpaste, burnt marshmallows, fresh sea air, and the audiobook app on my iPad. I am grateful for the way my brother tries to cheer me up. He sometimes hands me the black foam sword, and he takes the green one. If he whacks me on the head, I actually feel better. I love Christmas cookies, chocolate cake, and the sound of my dog Maui barking for attention, groaning while sleeping, or clicking the floor when she runs. I love soccer balls and books, comfortable bathtubs, tetherball pools, rushing water, and the sound of crickets. My mom makes me laugh when she's looking for her keys, and my dad makes me laugh when he tries to speak American. I'm grateful that my dad lets me put ice cubes down in the back of his shirt, and I'm grateful for my grandpa. One time my parents were away, so he said we were going grocery shopping, but instead he got me a donut. Then he took me to a toy store, and then he let me stay up an hour later than usual. I'm grateful for the way the sky can make me feel like I'm standing on a cloud. When I look up, I have a lot of questions, like, why can't I make all my own decisions? Why is there such a thing as terrorism? Why are most tasty foods bad for you? Why did the world start and why did life happen? Why don't people wake up and stop polluting our world? I hope in the coming year that people will open their ears and try to stop global warming, and I hope that soccer will go on longer next season. Thank you.
My name is Celia. I'm grateful for a lot of things, but today I'll talk about my grandma Lulu, who's an interesting character. She lives on a farm with 7 dogs, 26 horses, and 3 cats. When I see Lulu sitting on a horse, she looks like she's right where she belongs. I'm usually still sound asleep when she starts her day. First laying the dogs out and caring for the horses. I'm in bed, surrounded by my mom's old stuffed animals, calendars of me and my brother when we were little, and a little dog lamp by my side. No matter how cold, wet, or tired she is, Lulu is like a worker bee. She is always busy taking care of her animals and family, like she is gathering honey for everyone and keeping them on schedule. So when she comes in to cook, it's a basic meal, like chicken, soup, or salad, because Lulu wants to keep her life simple and she loves it that way. Well, maybe not in the winter when there's snow and you just want to curl up in bed. But when I see her out riding and feeding the animals, I know she won't give it up for the world. Every night we go out on her 4-wheeler with bags of hay, buckets of oats, and vitamins for the old horses. The first night out, I watch her do locks, trying to memorize them all the loops and turns as she ties up the hay bags to the fence posts. Each night, I pick up more of her tricks and get a little better at the order of things. I know when to jump out and open a gate. I know when to grab a bag of hay and where to tie it up. It turns into a habit, and I start looking forward to when me and my Lulu just know what to do, and we don't even have to talk. We are together, just knowing. Thank you.
My name is Lila, and I'm grateful for my family. Even when my dad acts like a gorilla to scare my brother and I so much it makes us laugh. For my mom's hugs and safety. I'm grateful for the world my parents have created for us. We're a family of quail perches on the fence by the driveway. I live on a beautiful island where the sky is clean and clear. Sometimes when I look at it, I can find a reflected image of my life. Sometimes I see my baby self smiling up at my parents, or my preschool self playing on the carpet, or my 5th grade self stepping into Spring Street School. But where I find the center of the universe is my room, or any place where I can read until I fall asleep. I love the rain when it touches the roof, with billions of tiny fingers falling past the house to reach out and touch the ground below. I love to watch it drip down the window with its shimmery, soothing sound, and I think of questions. I wonder why baby birds hatch without flight feathers, and what makes the sky so blue. If we know what peace is like, why do we have war? Why do some people have no food? Why is the world so often a harsh place where beauty can go to waste? How is it that rain can both destroy and bring hope? And why is nothing nothing if nothing is something? And I see myself sitting on this little planet in this magical solar system, wondering how I will make the world better. I hope you will help me. Thank you.
To the side of the dark green door are 4 sets of shoes, 2 for KJ and 2 for Papa. Stairs go down toward a little beach. I can see the lake. If I look the other way, I can see the forest beyond their cars. So many memories come to me. Dancing with KJ, sitting on my papa's lap to drive his boat, and the first time I got up on water skis. I am in New Hampshire with my Hendry grandparents, where KJ loves to swim, paddleboard, and show off on water skis. Papa loves to drive his boat and eat bacon. My name is Gus, and I am grateful for them, and for stories about them. My mom says that when she was a kid, they'd drive from Boston to New Hampshire, and Papa would randomly pull over and take a nap. I step into their house and see the plates with the fish on the edges and the candy cabinet. My brother and I will sleep on the bunk beds in the shack with its giant white pillows on the beds. If you know where to look, you can find the brown ice cream smudge I left on the blanket when I was watching a movie. Later that night, we celebrated the 4th of July, shooting our own huge fireworks over the lake that everyone in the area could see and hear. The water sparkled like a million flashing lights. I think about my grandparents because family is the most beautiful and important thing in my life. I love my home in the San Juan Islands with its smell of dinner cooking, clean clothes, and dogs. I love the way the rain makes water rise and rush down winding creeks, and the sweet, wet scent of trees. We are a little family surrounded by Douglas fir, bald eagles, and a light of a half moon and a billion bright stars. What I want for everybody is a world where we can stand up for what and who we love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ava, and I'm thankful for the orange blossoms and beautiful dresses, for the fairy legends and mystery stories. I am thankful for my red house and glacier, with so many memories that I don't know how to share them, and for the old friends who visit me in my dreams. I am thankful for the way the sun at Grandma's hits the glass container with butterflies and shells, and for all the cardboard containers that I'm not supposed to hide in. I am thankful for my parents who are working so hard to make Friday Arbor a home, and for Annika, always my sister and friend. I am from Mount Baker, overlooking valley after valley. I am from Denmark and the warm, colorful water of Panama. I am from the tall Florida palm trees that I love the very most. I am from a planet where there should be more wilderness and good schools, and where everyone should have a good job and love. I am from woolly cloud blankets and an ocean of Milky Way light. From a little planet with meadows and water and lavender. I am from a world where there is weather that destroys and water that feeds. From a race that builds walls to divide and blind us. I am from a place of sadness and love, in a huge, huge universe where there is still room for hope. Thank you.
And I'm lucky to live in Friday Harbor, where there's lots of air, forest, water, and land. I'm lucky because my family is the best one I could ever have. My grandpa is awesome. I love his boxing gloves, his glass dragon, and his John Deere. I love the smell of gas when you start it. I'm grateful for hugs from my dad, Megan, and my mom. My dad makes me laugh a lot, like when he is in a rush and running around, like up the hill to the car or to get his binoculars. He gave me the best Christmas present ever. He called me to come to the house. He gave me a hint about it, what it was. He said, "You can't ride it yet," so I guessed it was a dirt bike. He said no. Everyone was there, ready with their cameras. I went in, and what I got was a little black piglet. I reached out and I petted it, and it came right to me. From that moment, I knew it was mine, and he was going to be by my side. When I think about the future, I hope that I will have a good college degree and become a farmer. I hope that every kid in the world has a nice house and things to ride on, like motorcycles and bikes and scooters. Every kid should have things to climb and a tree house. Every kid should feel safe and sleep well at night. Thank you.
When I walk up the stairs leading to my grandma's door, there are 3 wilting begonias, thirsty for water, all potted up in mismatched containers. Ella, her golden lab, hears me and barks. I open the door. I see a little painting of Mary that my grandma has had since she was a girl younger than me. A chip has fallen away from the corner. I touch the yellow-orange glow around Mary's head, rough with ridges of old paint. I pass a wall full of family pictures. In the kitchen, there are pots on the floor for the dog to lick. I wonder if my grandma will remember to wash them after that. I smell coffee and bread. I look for my cat, the one she gave me when I was about 5. Pixie lives at her house. She helped me to get better at reading. I would read to her and she would listen. I would pretend that I was a princess and she was a super miniature pony. Whenever I'm sick or sad, Pixie comes and sits with me and makes me feel better. Pixie is another reason to be grateful to my grandma. My name is Naya and I'm grateful for szarlotka, a Polish dessert with apples. I'm grateful for the warmth beneath a horse's mane and for their sweet breath scented with carrots and grass. I'm grateful for ocean swimming, sand on my feet, and for big crashing waves. I'm grateful for bruschetta with so much garlic it's hard to eat, and for the stained glass unicorn in my window. I'm grateful for 2 countries, old and new, wise and wishful. I'm grateful for the rain, for the droplets on the surface of my hair. I'm grateful for the green of plants, happy after a soak. I'm grateful for travel and for the first breath you take when you step out of an airport. I'm grateful for my family that has given me a bigger world, one full of wonder and new knowledge. I'm grateful for the stories of my elders, full of bravery and hard times, stories that teach you to love this magical blessing of a planet. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Allison, and I am from a little planet with countries, oceans, and islands, and I am from my backyard. I am from just picked apples from my grandma's tree and the smell of a dog right after a bath. I am from the heat of a bowl of warm vegetable soup and from the scent and silence of unexpected snow. I am from pictures in the clouds pushed in and out of shape by the wind, stretched from elephant to bird to butterfly. I am from the hopping arc of a tree frog and its little splash. I am from birds scratching the ground and the luck of finding one lost feather left behind. I am from garter snakes sunbathing, the scurry of a mouse, and the sight of Autumn, my pig, eating dandelions. I am from pine tree branches covered in snow and from deer bounding away from the road. I am from the frayed edges of the little holes chewed by my rabbit into the fleece, and from the dog paw prints pressed into my pants. I am from the space between my rabbit's ears and the soft, light-holding, new blades of grass. I am from rain pounding into my palm and the sound of it filling my ears so that's all I can hear. I am from a country that is kind and cruel, beautiful and ugly, strong and weak, and from people of confusion and hope. I am from what I know, that we can save our forests, grasslands, and coral reefs. I am from what I love. I am from the November geese flying overhead, finding their place in the V. I am from my voice. Thank you.
Goosebumps I get just as torrential downpour starts, the kind of glass pelting storm that wakes me up at night. Then comes the scent of rain. I get up. My brother is sleeping downstairs and he hears a floorboard that creaks if a feather falls on it. He sits next to me without saying anything and we both gasp when lightning illuminates the window for a second. My name is Morgan and I am grateful for my brother. He looks out for me, plays in the snow with me, and watches movies with me while we eat a ton of pizza and cookies. I'm grateful for the house I grew up in and my parents. I'm grateful for sloths, polar bears, and walruses, and the way light through the basement railing looks like a sideways ladder. I'm grateful for the warmth of a fire at my back or currents pushing by me when I sit. Most of all, I'm grateful for my dad and the way my mom jumps up and runs to the door when I arrive. Every kid deserves a planet with fresh rainforests and clean, glorious oceans, and a better president than the one we have. I hope one day none of us are judged or hurt because of who we choose to love, and that we all understand how words can hurt more than physical pain. What I hope is that my generation will see a time where there are no wars anywhere on the planet, so that we have time to heal it. Thank you.
We're all around the table. We think about the good smelling food, and sometimes we forget about gratitude. But I am a lot to be grateful for this year. I am grateful for Spring Street and for all the thinking, exploring, and writing I do with my teachers and friends. I am grateful for coming through the hard times, for the dark and the light, the good and the bad, and every experience that has made me exactly who I am right now. I am grateful for music, a breeze in the garden, and sea spray coming off the water on a windy day. I love the sparks that fly when red hot metal hits a hard surface. And I love my black cat Nixie, who gives me all the luck I need. I love when you can sleep outside in the summer and count the shooting stars. I am grateful for what happens when you let go of a rope swing and fly, and you feel like you're free in the air until gravity pulls you down into the water with a splash. I am grateful for an unexpected winter night where I can curl up under a blanket next to a heater. I can look out a snow-flecked window to a bright moon and think about how small I am. I am from San Juan and from Walden Island. I am from a family of love and an evolving planet. Thank you.
I walked down a paved driveway, past Grandpa's old Jeep and riding lawnmower, and past Grandma's beige minivan. I stepped through the flower bed guarded by a stone toad. On the door is a lion's head door knocker, mane blown back by a wind long gone. I reach for it and I knock. If I were to peek around the house, I'd see an old plastic playset with a tire swing and a clubhouse with a hornet's nest in its roof because nobody plays there anymore. Grandma built them all by herself. Over the fence, there's one lonely tree, and in its trunk, there's a face that looks just like Andy Griffith. She probably isn't in the kitchen. She doesn't exactly love cooking the way my mom does, and Midwestern food is a little different than the food here. Grandma chooses things like hot dogs for family get-togethers. One time, she decided to boil all of them, and they burst wide open. The upside, she said, is that the split makes a perfect place to put the condiments. Grandma is the definition of unsinkable. She can build a swing set and babysit 5 little cousins at the same time. Maybe that's why she likes the phrase, "let's get her done," and helps us escape awkward political discussions at family gatherings by saying things like, "American health care, right. Well, hey, isn't Jack adorable in his new rain boots?" She might resort to one of her bad puns or chicken crossing the road jokes, or this one, same knock-knock joke, which goes like this. Knock, knock. Who's there? Dwayne. Dwayne who? Dwayne the tub, I'm drowning. Yeah, I know it's not that good. I've heard it 100 times, but I'll keep pretending I haven't, because Grandma never lets me flounder. Like the time at the public pool with all my cousins. Everybody knew how to swim except me. While they were diving off the dive board and playing water polo, I was stuck in the shallows. Grandma stayed with me there, where we played tag and sang songs. She helped me to float. She gave life to my mother, who gave life to me. Without my mom, I wouldn't know what to do or say or who to be. I wouldn't know love or faith. My name is Carly, and I come from her dreams. I come from the ocean and the forest, and from stories and books that travel straight from my eye to the heart. I come from the wish to fly, and from rain, soothing, cold, and spectacular. I am here because of a mother's strength that does not give up.
Thank you.
I am from Lopez Island, from Airport Road, from beaches and birds and my mother's palm tree. I am from my father's puppets and the blue bear toy that I've had my whole entire life. I am from the perch on my roof, the giant foam sword my father built for me when I was in a play, and his amazing drawings of elephants. I am from my Globetrotters basketball signed by almost all the team. I am from the texture of water rippling on a still surface, and from the edges of a smooth, rectangular camera. I am from the swift sound of pencil on paper and my cat's super soft, delicate chin. I am from sweet lemonade pouring down my throat and the shiny surface of a brand new book. I am from the ache of my feet as I go up Spring Street Hill. I am from the ferry boat bench at 10 a.m. and from Skinner's Barn where we rehearse our Shakespeare. I am from Tibetan Peach Pie by Tom Robbins and the sound of the oven heating up for my father's apple pie. I am from the library, from fresh pizza dough and from enthusiastic claps after a show. I am from the sweet sound of laughter after a well-delivered line and the clatter of our footsteps up the street to school. I am from this little planet full of life that I love. I am from myself. I am Nico Tate of the Tate family. And I am from my mother, my father, my sister, and the center of my own being. I am from all my sister's dreams where she is gallant and brave. I am from my mind, even when it's a squirrel on a skateboard. I am from good things and a good life. I'm glad to be me from wherever it is I am. Thank you.
My name is Olivia, and if I walk in my mind toward my grandparents' house, I see the garden where my grandfather planted vegetables and weeded them for hours. There's an old wooden arch with grapes and peas growing up the sides. I see him in the kitchen proudly making blackberry jam, and I see his flat top hairstyle left over from military training. My grandpa grew up in a household where they didn't use the word love, but if I walk in my mind toward my grandparents' house, I see the barn with the heart painted on it and the words Chris and Eliza written inside. There's a photograph with my grandmother on one side of me and Grandpa Steve on the other, reading the Jungle Book out loud. I can almost hear the voices and noises he makes throughout the story, and how he stops to tell me all about the times he and Dee Dee went to Africa or India. Dee Dee jumps in to say, "Steve, those are two different stories, and Steve, that never actually happened." Grandpa Steve goes back to the story, interrupts himself, gets corrected by Dee Dee, and it goes on with so much laughing until I fall asleep. Now at home, I'm trying to read it again, just to hear the voices he did for each character before they fade. But I know I can't remix them. Yet I've heard the story of when he tried to make homemade noodles so many times that I feel like I was actually there watching. It goes like this. He's cooking dinner and pulls out Dee Dee's recipe because everybody likes it. He thinks he can make improvements. For example, he feels that the dough is too sticky, so he keeps adding flour. He also thinks that kneading it for 5 minutes, like the recipe says, isn't enough, so he adds 10 extra minutes. When he tries to roll it out, it springs back into a ball. He keeps trying until he's fed up. He tears the dough into pieces and boils it for 30 minutes. When he tastes the results, he throws it away. I think he was better at smoothies. He would get up at 6 in the morning and make one every day. He'd go work in the garden, yell at the rabbits for a while, and he'd ride his tractor that everybody called Steve's other woman. My grandfather was hardworking. He helped people. He would tell stories so incorrectly that they were better than whatever actually happened. No matter what kind of day he had, he would check to see if we were okay. He was passionate about his family, and he had a weakness for cookies. There's a clock in their house with my grandparents' faces on the 2 hands. They had it specially made. Those 2 clock hands stayed synchronized for exactly 1 week. When my grandparents called the man who made it, he said, "Well, that's marriage." So is laughter. To me, it was a house full of the word love. Thank you.
I am from a sky with no stopping place. I am from fresh ski slopes and new snow and my climbing tree with its chattering leaves. I am from sailboats in the wind and the Salish sea and the roof where I sit and watch the sunset. I am from rain, from my father and my mother, from this earth here and now. I am from this moment. I am Crystal, and I am grateful for the first page
of a clean blank notebook. I'm grateful for the first step into a theme park and the first bite of chocolate cake. I am grateful for puddles, chicken quesadillas, flying leaps, and the many red first aid kits that have bandaged me up. I love trying things. I love the weird, cringy taste of the feel of a lemon slice in my mouth. I love climbing and jumping and testing my limits. I love it when I've just finished my homework. I run around the house a few times, then I do a full-on workout. I am grateful for clean water. I love the fresh scent of a coconut just opened. I love to fall into the beanbag chair that makes me all sunshine and rainbows. I am grateful for squishy stress balls in my bed with the mattress so comfy that when I lie down, my eyes slam shut. I am grateful for my sweatpants collection and my fresh Sharpies to organize color by color. I am grateful for frappuccinos and hot mochas and a good game of golf. I am grateful to my dad for everything, for his hot off the grill grilled cheese sandwiches, for watching the TV shows I like to watch, for helping me in hard times and always finding the way to stay positive. I am grateful for his trust. I am grateful for his belief in my generation that we will find some solutions to help this planet survive. We are the generation that will change the way people think. I am grateful for my dad for teaching me hope. Thank you.
My name is Shaw, and I am thankful for milk chocolate, anime, and fleece blankets. The scent of honeysuckle. I am thankful for wet grass after rain and beautiful visible spider webs. I'm thankful to my mom, who takes care of me, my dad, who makes me happy, and my sister, who is also my friend. I am thankful for my grandma. I love the ocean view from her house, the flower pots full of orchids and roses, and the little hedgehog shoe cleaner. My favorite thing, though, is her map. You might be wondering, what's so important about a map? It's just an everyday wall map from the 1960s. But every continent, state, and town that has a little yellow flag attached is a place that she sailed to in her boat. There are at least 20 flags in every continent except Antarctica, and there's one red flag for Friday Harbor. That flag marks the center of my universe, and this little island surrounded by water. Everything is so beautiful here that it's easy to forget about what is happening to the world. I can play outside in the fresh air. I can lie on the grass, and when I look at the sky, I can find big, puffy clouds that look like fairy tale shapes. When the bright sun comes out from behind a cloud and hits my face, I close my eyes and feel the warmth. I daydream, but sometimes questions fill my head. Why do people do bad things? Why do we kill our own kind? What good is bullying? Why do we have war? Why do we let animals go extinct? Why do we live here? Where is here? What else is there in the universe? Where did we come from? How many galaxies are there? How do we keep letting global warming just happen? And then I remember that my class is supposed to come up with ways to help get rid of the pollution already on the earth. I open my eyes. We can try to ignore it, but it's there. Go for a walk at Jackson's Beach and see how much plastic you find. This island is a beautiful place, but not far away are oil spills and barges full of trash. Let's protect all of it, because this earth is a gift. Thank you.
And I'm grateful for warm, squishy clay just unwrapped, for mossy logs, camping in the Cascades, and a moon-drenched lake with its water slipping through my fingers. I'm grateful for birch knots and fir bark and the smooth, shiny leaves of old madronas. I'm grateful for my dog Abby and for rough, fresh paper in a leather-bound book. I'm grateful for the scarf my mother wore in France, for Greek mist, and for buttered popcorn. I'm from the San Juans and straight at home when it rains. I fall asleep to the sound and dream of waking up on the next beautifully rainy day. When I look at the fall sky, I see another world, place of magic and untold inspiration. I sense freedom erupting within me, and again, I know I'm lucky. The center of my universe is my imagination, riding in a deep trance or sinking into a book's hidden realm. I escape to places where songs are blooming flowers, problems melt like chocolate, hatred has no meaning. Rain returns to the deserts, and the whole land is gilded in light. But deep inside my mind, I'm also very angry because I know that the last white rhino on Earth is truly the last. I know that the Earth's oceans and all of these creatures who inhabit them are in danger. I don't want a world without whales or tigers or orangutans. So I'm grateful for oceans and life and oxygen, and for the hope in my mother's voice. I'm grateful for fields of pure green, whales in the sea, and for a school full of children who solve problems. I'm grateful for my voice because I can ask you to stay strong enough and to please care for our Earth. Thank you.
Dear Orca, thank you for coming to me in a dream. A sliver of life in the black of sleep. A flick of a tail, and I was in the water, feeling another presence besides my own. Something older than me, older than the islands, older than my grandmother. Something as old as the sea, as old as the sky, which reflects blue light down in the water. Something as old as the universe. You held my gaze with your wise, still calm. I trusted you, and you knew my thoughts. I thought of the lullaby I heard when I was little, the one about the sea carrying me the way the sky carries the stars. It felt like flying, not in the air, not even in the water, but inside my mind. With you, I could breathe underwater, and as light from the surface got brighter, I knew my time with you was coming to an end, and I was sad. But I was grateful, too, for this moment, this flash of knowledge that would hold me like a song for my whole life. As my mind surfaced to waking, you dove away. Dear Orca, you left me in a dream. It was a sliver of life in the black of sleep, a flick of a tail, and you were gone, but still in me. Help me hold this memory, because most dreams fade into a distant, fragile piece of a life not yet lived, or maybe lived long ago. I can't say if I'll see you again, but maybe there'll be a sliver of life in the black of sleep, a flick of a tail, and then. Thank you.